Hi, my name's Kendall.
Hi, my name's Emily.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So before we get the session started, I just wanted to let you know that everything that I said during the session is confidential, unless you say something that will either harm yourself or others.
Okay, I understand.
So to start off, what brought you here today?
Alright, so I graduated from high school a few years back, and I was looking at colleges. However, I decided to just go into the workforce. School's never been like my strongest suit. So I decided to go. I found a job in New Hampshire. I moved up there. It was for accounting. I've been working there for several years now, but like I realized, like talking with my parents, I realized that I'm not really going anywhere in the job. There's not really much progressing in the job because I don't have a college degree. I only have my high school degree. So I've been studying. I have looked at colleges and I applied to a bunch of colleges nearby to where I grew up, and I got into one of the colleges. So I've started to go to school here. I have been going. It's been a month into school and everything, and I'm living at home, commuting to school every day.
So I just want to make sure I'm hearing you right. So right out of high school, you ended up applying to jobs in the career field. You got a job in New Hampshire as an accountant, and you live on your own out in New Hampshire.
Yeah, I did.
In an apartment by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But then, as the years progressed, you're doing well, but have realized that there wasn't really any movement up in chain to your job that you're in. Realized that maybe if you did get a college degree, that would help you in the long run. So you're moving back home because you just applied to a bunch of schools near you. You got into a job or into a college that is closer to you. So you're moving back home with your family.
Yeah, I moved back home. I'm a month into school, and it's definitely hard to live at home just because I've been on my own for quite a long time. It's definitely difficult just dealing with family again and running into old friends that I grew up with in high school.
So right now, it sounds like you're pretty frustrated. Like it's an awesome thing that you're moving back home and going to college now, but the fact that you're moving back home, kind of living with your family again, stuff like that scenario, that's kind of like a little bit harder to like readjust to.
Yeah, it's definitely like I've butted heads with my parents, and I have a younger sibling, a younger sister. She's a junior in high school, so like she's starting to look at colleges and it's everything. Like she's seen what I've gone through, and now that I've gone back to college, she doesn't want to kind of make the same mistake as me as going straight into the workforce. So she started to look at colleges and everything. She's pretty serious, but it's like butting heads because like I don't want to do certain things that like my parents want me to do, or help around the house that like I'm trying to do homework. I'm trying to get back into schooling, and I haven't been used to doing homework and everything for the past few years.
Yeah. So it sounds pretty like annoying for you to have to come home and then like that you're going to school already, like you're commuting back and forth to school, that they're asking you to do like things around the house while like your main focus really is just homework and stuff like that. Are you doing anything like or on campus? Like, do you like when you finish classes? Are you doing anything after like extracurricular, or are you just going home and homework and parents nagging kind of thing?
I pretty much go home. Being an accounting major at school, pretty much I've only met people that have been like straight out of high school and they went straight into college. So a lot of them don't know what they're doing with their lives. Mommy and daddy are paying for school for them, and I'm paying for my own schooling and everything. Especially all the money I've saved up just being out in the workforce and everything. And just, it's hard because like I feel like they're so young and they don't understand just life and doing stuff on your own, that like I don't really hang out with them, and so I don't really have any friends at school, so I just pretty much go home after school and hang out around the house trying to get homework done and trying to avoid chores.
So it sounds like when you finish classes up, you end up heading home. You're not really like kind of on the same level as all the other students, just because you already went out to the workforce, so like you know what it's like you've already actually done like the job that you want to do in the future, but they're kind of just like going along as kind of thing. Um, and then like for you to go home right away, it's kind of hard because your parents are asking you to do all these things, but you also want to make sure you get your homework done. And then your sister's there too, so like she's kind of worried about like college and stuff like that. So like just a big readjustment and like time management stuff like that is what you're kind of worried about.
Yeah, especially like um, my parents work. They both come home around like 6 o'clock, and they kind of want me to start getting dinner ready and everything, just because I get home around like 2 o'clock some days, sometimes earlier, just because I have morning classes. So they want me to get dinner done for the whole family and have like family dinner. But I just feel like they don't understand that I have homework that I need to do, and that like it does take me longer to do homework just because I'm getting back into school, but also I've had a hard time in high school. Just it takes me longer to get stuff done, so I just need more time. And then they don't quite. I feel like they don't quite remember what it was in high school, and especially my younger sister is the number one in her class, so like she doesn't really have to study that much to get by, but I have to work on my homework a lot.
Yeah, that seems pretty frustrating for you. Do you guys normally do family dinners?
Yeah, we did family dinners growing up. They did family dinners when I was living on my own. But again, I didn't have to rely on like making dinner for four people. I didn't have to rely on having everything done and like cleaning up dinner. Sometimes I would leave dishes in the sink for a week or two and like do dishes when I had time. But they expect me to clean up the house and make sure it's clean and tidy and not leave stuff for a week or whatever and not do it.
You sound pretty like you're feeling kind of guilty because like you are moving back home, so like it is the responsibility to like kind of pitching in around the house. But at the same time, like you were talking about earlier, how mom and dad don't really realize like the amount of work that goes into being able to stay on top of things, especially because you have been in the workforce and now switching gears to try to be a student focused more than anything else. What are your kind of like your study habits? Things like, do you go to the library or are you mostly studying in your room at home or?
Studying at home works for me just because it is quiet. I'm usually the first one home, and again, my parents don't get home until like 6 o'clock, and my sister gets home sometimes after school when she gets out around 3, sometimes later just because she does after school activities. So the house is pretty quiet, but again, they expect me to get other stuff done instead of getting homework done because they want dinner ready, they want the house clean, and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's tough. So your living situation with your sister, how's that going for you?
It's alright. It's just hard. I moved away when she was younger, like she was in elementary school. So like we haven't really, especially I never came and visited that much. I came like for holidays, big holidays and stuff like that. So like it's definitely like we haven't really spent time growing up. So especially it's like having me back and having her be a junior in high school, a lot is going on, and we just I feel like don't have much in common. So like we do argue sometimes about different things.
Yeah, so that's tough. So maybe some goals for the future. We could talk about just talking with your parents specifically, trying to get them to understand like that you are home, but like not to the full capacity of being able to do like chores around the house. Like yeah, you can help out with chores or like help out with dinner, but maybe not every single night scenario. Definitely working on maybe like time management because you did say that like studying and homework is a little bit harder for you to do and like focusing on that stuff. Maybe try going to the library. I mean, you did say that at home it is pretty quiet until your sister comes home. So that if it's working for you, then great, keep on with that. And then another goal we could work on is trying to reconnect with your sister. Maybe something as simple as like going out to the movies or talking to her about like what college versus like the workforce is like because you definitely have like the knowledge and like understanding of that she could kind of like get a feel for and understand from that point.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So during this session, we talked about how you, after high school, you went into the workforce. So you ended up getting a job in New Hampshire, moving up there, living on your own, and then realizing that you weren't really kind of moving up in the chain that you right in the direction that you wanted to. So then ended up applying to a couple of colleges around home. Got into one, so it's about 10 minutes away, and now you're living at home, so kind of readjusting to the home life, kind of like readjusting to the demands of like mom and dad, wanting you to be home to cook, to do chores and stuff like that, but at the same time, like you really want to focus on schooling. And then definitely we talked about reconnecting with your sister, and making sure that, like, yeah, you guys weren't really close because you did move away, kind of when she was a little bit younger, but working on like reconnecting with her. Is that all?
Yeah.
Sound good?
That sounds good.
And so maybe one of the goals that we could work on for next session would be talking to your parents and making sure they realize that, like, kind of like you're back home, but school comes first for you. Making sure they understand that, yeah, you're home, but maybe not cooking every single meal every night, or switching it up, maybe having your sister help out with a couple meals, stuff like that. That could definitely help and put a little less stress on you. Just because I know like tensions between like being home with your parents and then with your sister are a little tough.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in today.
Great, thank you.